Mahala Monday it is. It is the week in which we have a public holiday. Welcome to Mahala Monday. Fantastic to have you with us. My name is Dougal. She's here. Rhoda, hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And I'm trying to tell Dougal, I don't know if you have a wig or cap on right there, but yeah, it's cold, people. It's
my
cold.
hair. Leave it.
Cold.
It's proper cold. It's proper cold.
It is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is proper. It's so cold, I saw two trees fighting for a dog. It's proper cold.
One.
You got a little jersey thing on,
I've
cardigan,
got one
what do you
as
call
well.
it?
Yes,
yeah, no, it's proper cold, man.
I said I'm not taking this off.
Let me take it off. This is.
Are you sure?
That's
I
okay.
can leave you like that, Dougal. I know it's very cold.
This is how I actually look with.
With it.
I got a big voorkop. Can watch a movie right there. Anyway, let's, Hope everybody is doing well. Interactive show as always, and we look forward to your comments. Of course, if you've got questions for Rhoda, please put it there. She's certainly going to answer for you. And more importantly, you're going to be part of this. Now,
Yes.
Rhoda, so we're going to talk about some of the exciting things that have happened
Yes,
over the
quite a
news.
bit
Well, I
has
say
happened.
exciting, but, you know, things that have really happened and things that are about to happen, and there's sort of a
Exactly.
feel-good factor. That's what we're doing tonight with Mahala Monday. But remember to like and share, subscribe, do all of that, tell your chummies, tell everybody.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
All right, so what do you want to talk about first?
Quite a bit has happened, Dougal. And I think one of the most exciting ones, which I was like, oh, did this happen? Did this happen? And I like hearing these earthly stuff, you know. It was that Gauteng had an earthquake.
Yeah.
And
I
that
heard
was
that.
a 4.7 magnitude earthquake as well. So that's quite intense.
Yeah,
It's quite intense.
it's exciting because it's like, how did it really happen? Because we weren't involved on here. Because I read some of the newspaper reports. It was around about Joburg, Boksburg area.
That's right.
That's what I heard.
That's right,
And
that's
I
right.
also heard people were talking about what it could be. Was it just genuinely like a big seismic activity? It was caused by like mining tunnels, that sort of thing. But I'm supposing in time we will know all of these things once sort of more research and investigations have been done and all of that.
Exactly.
But it is quite something. And
It
you know
is,
what? It
Dougal.
is. And it is quite a scary thought because when it
Exactly.
happened and the comments that came
Yeah.
through on social media from people that were in it,
Yeah,
It must be scary as hell.
You know, I mean, I've experienced two when I was in the US. It was a 4.8, and then the other one I think was like a 3 something. And the first thing I ran, because I knew that I was staying with my sister-in-law that time, that her TV wasn't fixed to the damn wall. So the first thing
You
I
ran
did,
for the
I
TV?
ran for the television. I was like standing, shaking like
but
this.
what was it like? I mean, okay, so yeah,
it was also early hours of the
I
morning.
like
was
this personal
sleeping.
account.
Early
Personal
hours of the
account.
morning, you're actually laying
Eyewitness account.
and you start shaking and you just feel like, what the hell? Why am I shaking? And you start feeling yourself moving, and next minute you hear the glasses going ting ling 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 ling, and you're like, whoa, what's going down?
But look,
And
but
I
look,
jumped up and I was like, saw my brother-in-law running to the kids, and I ran for the television.
But so yeah, I mean, but now you indoors because like the whole room is
Yeah,
shaking. I mean,
it's
it must
shaking.
be.
It was an experience, Dougal. It was an experience.
Were you scared?
I was very scared because the first thing I thought is, do I put the TV on top of my head if the ceiling comes down, or what would be the best thing to run? So yeah, I was kind of in between that.
So where were they? The west side. They were in California, right?
They into that is Oklahoma, so that is like
Like
more,
the middle part.
Yeah,
All right,
middle.
because I know like on the one side, like the California side, there's like
Yeah.
always like
Oh,
earthquake.
all the
Because I've
time.
always checked, like I
Yeah.
remember watching these programs on TV, like which was American-based programs, what to do in the event of an earthquake.
Exactly.
And one was to stand in the door frame. The others
the
was
first
to
thing
like
I
get in the
thought.
bath. But that is a porcelain bath. Not to
gonna
go
go-
and take a bath. Don't run a bath now with bubble bath and chicky. It's not jacuzzi moment, okay? But like, you know,
Yeah.
I think the bath was like that sort of steel baths of old.
But it's scary, Dougal. It is very scary. Just hearing it and experience. I actually experienced in Johannesburg as well. That was about 7 years ago. I actually experienced one as well. I was actually sitting working, and
There
next
was
minute,
one not so long ago, yeah.
and then I think that one I was like a 3.8. I'm not sure. And I sat, and next minute I just thought, why is everything rattling? And those are windows that was rattling. And next minute I ran outside, and the pool water was moving. So then I knew, look at this.
Yeah.
And then there was a lady inside, and I was shouting, she must come out. Because I ran out.
Because I remember, what was it could have been 2 years ago where we had one year in the Cape as well.
Oh,
and the,
yeah.
and
Oh,
the,
yes,
the
yes.
tremors were
The
felt
tremor, exactly.
as well. So, yeah,
Exactly.
luckily from what we've heard, and believe at this
Yeah.
stage that no injuries and that sort
injuries
of
at
thing,
all,
you know.
exactly.
And yeah, and if you were in it, and you know whatever damage is around, we hope it's not too severe,
Exactly.
at least. But yeah,
And
that is it.
then one of the other things I want to highlight as well, Dougal, is there's something that's going to be happening in March next year. And I think everybody needs to know about this, because I kind of was looking at it and I actually read up about it and I thought, is everybody aware of this? So I think what's going to be happening in February next year, in 2024, there's going to be a mass amount of people that's actually going to basically actually just resign because they don't want to give portion of their money to the retirement fund, because apparently you need to go and read up about this, guys. You need to be aware of the fact what's happening around you, especially where your pension is concerned. Go and find out exactly what is going to be happening, the rules, the laws, if it's going to affect you, how is it going to affect you. But there is going to be, they're calling it a two-pot system at the moment. So with the ease of talk of taking at least, you only will be able to draw 25,000 Rand of your funding or 10%. So it depends on what you've got. So please, guys, do your homework and go and find out about this.
And this takes effect beginning of March next year.
1st of March 2024.
Yeah, and
So
there's a
please.
fantastic article here on News 24. Go check it out.
Exactly, go check it
It's
out.
in proper informative. But like Rhoda says, go read it. Go,
You must, you
honestly,
must.
just whatever pension, go check out.
Exactly. And I think, you know what, this is the scary part, because everybody looks forward to the retirement. And I mean, you work very hard for that. So, but then you do get those guys that actually just jumps in, works for 2-3 years, boom, takes out their pension, goes to the next company, boom. So, you know what, we need to be aware of these guys as well. So, you know what, but I feel for the guys that's actually been working for years, their retirement, I mean, that is what they worked hard for.
I don't even know what this two-pot thing means. It's like a
Exactly.
savings and I don't even, just go check it
Go
out.
check it out, go read up about it. It's extremely important, and you need to know what's happening, you know, especially if you're looking at retiring or taking out your pension fund eventually as well. Yeah. Then some good news. So everybody knows that Joburg might be the place of gold, but Cape Town got the best brand reputation. Woo-hoo!
As a city.
Cape Town as the city. So basically they were ranked 60 out of the world of one of the best. And I mean, they were competing with people like, I mean, they even won. Let me just have a look here quickly. One of the places, they put Cape Town ahead of cities like, they actually put Cape Town ahead of cities like Istanbul, Moscow, Cairo, Rio de Janeiro, and 12th place ahead of Johannesburg. So well
Pretty
done,
cool.
Cape Town, well done.
Pretty
Keep
cool.
it up. Yeah. So you know what, if you put your best foot forward, Cape Town, and let's start looking again at when we're driving as well, people, prepared, polite, and patient. I'm emphasizing again from last week's show. You know what? We can make our city even a better place to be at.
And you know what? And we're heavily dependent on tourism as well.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
is super important from that perspective as well. And you know, and it's good. You know what? And I say to it as what I think we should do. We should citizens of each city, wherever you are, you should be a tourist in your own place as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, just sort of adopt that attitude as well. You experience it, and you kind of get a real sense of what it is like. And in that way, when you experience that, you kind of make the contributions and at least the discussions around things like this is cool, this isn't, and this looks
Exactly.
cool, this doesn't.
Yeah.
It's important. It is important.
And I think this is important where we're finding ourselves, Dougal, where, you know, a lot of people are leaving our country, they're immigrating, they're moving out, because obviously, I mean, it is a bit of gloom and doom what's happening in our country as well. But if you really look at our country as a whole, South Africa, and looking even just at Cape Town, you basically have all the world within one city. So you've got the beaches, you've got the mountains, you've got the vineyards, and even going to Johannesburg, experiencing Sun City. There's such a lot that's happening within Cape Town and Johannesburg and South Africa on its whole. If you look at the whole of Africa even, there's a lot to experience instead of going away and experiencing it anywhere else.
No, it is
So
important.
Look at look at your city and actually just go and explore it.
And the better your brand, the bigger chance you have of attracting somebody. It's like, you know, the premium brands extract premium money in life. You go to the shop, it is exactly that sort of
Yes.
sort
true.
of thing.
So true.
And then we had a bit of sad news with the passing of Clive Barker over the weekend.
That's right, Dougal. That was a bit of a sad one. And apparently his provincial funeral, his send-off will be on Thursday, everybody. So that is happening on Thursday.
Yeah, the coach that gave us the African Cup of Nations, man. He was really, I mean, you know, what can you say about Clive Barker? Absolutely
So
a
true.
giant amongst giants. He certainly was. I mean, in the late 90s when we won the Cup of Nations, I mean, that was it. You remember him running around like it
Yes.
as a plane and all of that. And
I remember.
yeah, absolute joy. So yeah, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family,
Most
of course, and
definitely.
friends and everybody associated with him. And he was an absolute giant. He was really, he placed, when you, do you know what? And this is it. I mean, that was the golden era of our football. We're not there now. And we got to remember those happy moments. And that was somebody that was there. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, rest in peace, coach.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
But it was a big sporting weekend.
It was a big sporting weekend. And you know what, guys? I'll be extremely honest with you. If it comes down to sport, look at if there's one person that impresses me regarding sports, it's this man here. Every time he comes to the show and he starts blah, 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 about the sports weekend, what happened, and I just sit there and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I've got nothing
Hats
to
off
do
to
on
you,
weekends.
brother. Hats off to you.
I've got nothing to do on weekends, so I watch things. No, but it was comrades. Listen, it was
Yes.
comrades, right? Which we
That I
all
know.
know is, there's nothing like it. There is absolutely nothing like it. Now, anyway, wait. Hubert says
Wait,
something.
Hubert. Element
Even if the
Hubert.
law changes to allow you to draw part of your retirement savings early, it is not a good money choice to do so. Aha.
There we go.
He's on pension, isn't he?
He's not there
He's
yet.
not, he's not. I'm just checking. All right, but yeah, that's great advice. That's not a good thing to do. So it is something you got to check out.
You have
as we
to,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Hubert.
Thanks, you.
Hubert is absolutely right. That is brilliant. So back to the thing. It was Comrades this weekend,
That's right,
So the
Hugo.
whole week there was a lot of talk about, because I suppose the men was difficult to predict, but in terms of the lady runners, it might have been a little bit easier. No disrespect to any of the other competitors. But there was a lot of talk about Gerda Steyn, which you know, the
That's
Olympian.
right.
She's amazing. She's
Yeah.
fantastic. She's brilliant. Gerda was going to run. And
Definitely.
Gerda Steyn
Yeah.
ran it. Nobody was going to come probably close. That's what all the talk was about. It was like odds on favorite. And she didn't disappoint.
She didn't.
And I watched her finish, and I promise you, she did a little jump.
Are you serious?
Well, I suppose you win the competition, you're going to jump, right? But you've just run from Pietermaritzburg through to Durban. Which
Sure.
it's not like small distance. You've just
Wow.
done that, and there she is. But more importantly, with Gerda, you remember a fantastic athlete we had back in the day, Frith van der Merwe. Held the record
Okay.
for that run. She bettered it
Oh,
properly,
wow.
not by like
Small.
seconds. No.
Oh,
She
you
properly,
serious?
yeah, no, it's a proper. So Gerda did
Well
that.
done,
So
Gerda.
absolutely outstanding. That is truly
Well
remarkable. Really awesome. And then, of course, in the men's, it was brilliant. It was a repeat victory as well for Tete Dejani, who did it as well. And this year, it was fantastic because I watched that coming into the final as well. So it was full of drama. I mean, back in the days, you remember the 80s with Fordyce dominance. You had Nick Bester, Sean Mickle, John, Uzaya Charlie, all these guys. And then they would get to Polly Shorts. And I was always fascinated by the comrades. Look, I don't even run around the block. But the point is, they and then Fordyce might catch them and then they would win or whatever. This one, something else. They're about to enter the stadium. You got two Okies sprinting.
Gee, are you serious?
It's like
What?
that. It's like that.
I
So
need to go watch
one of the
it. Sorry.
international competitors, Piet Veersma, he came second. So I mean, the year before we had the three dead bag runners on top. But yeah, he held out. There was a couple of seconds in between. Like literally, he put his hands up and the guy came. Yeah.
Are you
It's
serious?
like that. It's a sprint. It was a sprint.
Gee whiz.
It is absolutely outstanding, but South Africa did well, so we did that. So well done to them. Huge international contingent. I wanted to tell you this as well, because where do you think most of the international runners came from? Look, the Russians are good Polish
Always,
guys.
you always find them here.
Yeah. So where do you think most people came from to run in the race?
I really don't know.
India.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's crazy.
Of course, the race took place in Durban. Anyway, so fantastic.
So
But then
family
the
was
best
there.
part about all of it, is that there was another record that got smashed. Now, Wally Hayward, which was an absolute legend, who ran this grueling ultra marathon, which is defined as the ultimate human race at the age of 80. Somebody did it at the age of 81. Johannes Moschella, 81.
Gee whiz, wow.
81.
81. What will I still be doing at 81?
81.
Ooh, I can't even run now.
And that's him.
Oh, wow.
With a trophy in the blue, that's him. And apparently he's not the tallest man, as you can see.
I was just going to ask you now, he looks very
He quipped, apparently, I heard an interview where he actually joked about it. No, I'll do it again. Maybe the taxi was full of, I don't know. Dude, you just 81, you've run. No. Wow. And he said the best thing, age is nothing but a number. I will continue to do it until my body tells me I can't.
Oh, wow.
I do it because I want to. I love it and I enjoy it.
Oh,
and
wow.
I can inspire. This is why I will continue. This is what this man said. 81-year-old did it.
81. Well done.
Absolute legend. Legend. And the record Wally Hayward had was, I don't know, from like 89, it's like 30 odd years old. And there we have somebody now from 81, which is fantastic. But well done, well done. Will you ever run the Comrades? Will you ever run a 5K?
Dougal?
I think I'll do that.
Dougal, I walked a 5K and I felt like I ran. So I don't think this body, like he says, you know when your body tells you no. So this body says
I
no.
watched that. I mean, we're talking elite athletes here. I watched them run. And it's extraordinary. Eh? I can't run at that pace for 100 meters.
And they keep that pace. Eh? Wow. They keep that pace.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Very
but well done if you competed. I mean, you know.
And everybody else had entered as well. You know, my friend, I saw her basically putting up the posters, and she took a train apparently from Gauteng to come through to the Comrades and to go to the Comrades, and she posted some pictures as well. So I was quite proud of her as well, and she was like standing there with us. You know, they've got this little person. What's that person that does the yellow person? I always see the yellow, the logo.
Yeah.
So she did exactly the same pose. So well done to you, Lynette, and you know everybody else that did it as well. There's Mr. Hubert's got a, what does he say?
Run, I thought he said ram.
We just spoke about the pensionable age, Hubert. So please don't give away your age.
No, ram, not run.
That's why I said, he thought he heard.
No, it's oh. But absolutely well done, because I remember even as a child, whoever ever did the Comrades, they were heroes.
They were heroes.
And it's such a good thing. I mean, so absolutely inspirational. But that was the one good side of sport. Of course, that was on Sunday. Then we also had the French Open finals, which was the weekend. So well done to the champs there. But Djokovic took it one step further, because now nobody's won more Grand Slams than him. I mean, Nadal did that. Now this dude is just winning it. And how's this? Most of his Grand Slams he won about the age of 30, which goes back to Johannes Moschella's statement: the older you get, the better you become. So that is it. So absolutely fantastic.
Totally.
So he get that. And we just want to say as well, of course, those images we got there is from News 24.
That's right.
So
News 24,
that images we've got up there of Djokovic, he's winning there.
Look at those legs.
I must be happy. I mean, like, that's a lot of Grand Slams.
That's a lot. Oh my word. Well done.
I remember there was a big tennis game. Where they had some exhibition. I think it was Federer, Trevor Noah.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And Bill Gates.
Yes.
You see him hit a ball. Bill Gates. Probably hit into the people. But, I mean, they played. You know, but I mean, like, we had...
I remember that,
But I've also heard, like, seats at these sporting events are astronomical. Apparently, at Wimbledon, which is coming soon, a seat in the final is £3,000. Do the math.
£3,000 is?
Times 20 odd.
Gee whiz.
£3,000. Not even if I say to you 3,000 rand.
It still is a lot. Exactly.
So 3 times 20. Let's just work on 20.
Gee whiz. That's a lot.
To go watch a sporting event. It's not a whole day. It's not a 5-day test.
It's 5-day test.
It's to go watch your favorite sport. And every now and then somebody will say, quiet please.
please.
I at least want to see some action. Come, you just...
Quiet, please.
It's the same thing over and over. I heard that from a comedian, actually. I heard that from somebody. Yeah.
Hey,
Dougal
Mr.
is at the
Hubert is
age
on
when
fire.
all-nighter just means that he have to get up to pee. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Sorry, Dougal.
Speaking out, he is.
Mr. Hubert,
Indeed.
you're on a roll there.
So well done to Djokovic. Then there was another big sporting event, of course, that a lot of people were looking forward to, and that was the UEFA Champions League final, which is a big talking point. It is a big talking point because Manchester City won it. Well done. They played Inter Milan. Also magnificent that they got there. Really awesome. They're a very difficult team to play against, I think. But Manchester City did that. And by winning the Champions League in itself is you're the champions of Europe. Brilliant, amazing, outstanding. Really, really. And I think they have been for the past while, personal opinion, I think they have been the best player team on the planet for the longest time. Now, by winning the Champions League as they did this weekend, they also did something that is truly remarkable, which is what they refer to as the treble, because they won the treble. Yeah, okay. 3 titles. You'll remember there's this other really important team that they didn't win now, my team. But last year, they could have won some alles. Okay, like everything. Like you just won everything. Okay. You know, like Liverpool, magnificent. So we now, Manchester City, bringing them into the equation. But the treble, where you win your national league, so they won the Premier League.
Yeah.
They've won the FA Cup, which they played against another team from Manchester. What's their name again? Also from Manchester. Yeah, they're not really important, but those
Also
oaks.
from Manchester.
Yeah, that other one.
I got you.
Okay. Shame.
Okay.
And then they won the Champions League now the other night.
Okay.
So that is the 3. However, that has been done before by another team from Manchester, the United team.
Manchester United, huh?
So there's been a lot of debate about who, because I think a lot of United supporters who didn't want City to win on the weekend. I wanted them to win, just for the sake of doing it, for Pep Guardiola's sake. I mean, it's truly the best team. The way they play, he's changed football throughout wherever he's gone, he's done it. So I really wanted them to win it. I think it is remarkable. I can understand from the United perspective where you probably didn't want to do it. But because there's this one room when we look at the greatest teams of all time, the United treble winning team is in that room. The City team is not better than them, I think, because of this achievement. I think they have just joined them in that room, on that level. I mean, you can't compare 20 years ago to today. You can't.
Exactly.
You can't.
No.
But truly, that United team was truly a great team. And I think this team as well, to win a treble,
Yeah,
you know, so tough times for all the other teams. But well done, Manchester City, really.
Well
and United just needs to be accommodating. They're no longer the only ones who can hold on to the thing.
Exactly.
You know, maybe when they get to 6 European titles like Liverpool, you know, they will talk. Shame.
Shame. Okay.
But yeah. And they could have stopped them last week. They didn't.
And they didn't do that?
No, they didn't. They
didn't. My word.
They play like our government, score own goals by them. Anyway. Clearly, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, clearly not.
Yeah, but
well done. Well done, Man City.
So well done, Man City. So that was the updates on the sporting front. That's what, man.
That was interesting. That's why I said, you are so talented when it comes to your sports.
I just follow
I like listening to your comments and that, and I really enjoy it. So, Dougal, we're going to be ending of the show with what will be happening on Friday, everybody. It is Youth Day.
Youth Day.
16th of June.
Yeah, 16th of June.
And I had to be shocked this morning to find out that it's actually a short week. And I was like, what? Forgetting that the 16th of June is on Friday.
It's a good one. Public holiday on a Friday, which is brilliant. Yes. Of course, us commemorating everything that happened in June 1976 at the time, Soweto Uprisings was it called or whatever.
That's right.
76, I wasn't born yet. But maybe you can give us an eyewitness account. One of your...
Dougal, don't take my grave for everything, eh? But yes, I was born already.
Eyewitness account.
I was young, scrolling around that time still. No, I wasn't crawling around.
You were in the struggle.
I was in the struggle. I was in that struggle. Yeah, guys. So don't forget, it is 16th June, and this all happened in 1976. And remember what it was all about. It was a protest started in African schools after a directive from the then called Bantu Education Department. It actually was called the Bantu Education Department. That Afrikaans had to be used as an equal basis with English as a language of instruction in a secondary school. So this is how it all had started, and obviously the protests and standing up against that. And you know what? We can't forget about the lives that was lost.
We can't.
You know, so, and the struggle was real.
No, we can't. And, you know, and the whole backdrop around it, the whole barbaric nature that it is, and the promise we've got to make to ourselves that these sort of things won't get repeated. And I mean, on the backdrop of that, you know, this is a super important, and just to shift from this, Rhoda, and it's not one of them blame game things, but it is a super important thing, because when it comes to the positivity and the influence and the sacrifice and what this day means for the history of this country, it is super important that when we listen to politicians and social leaders and people who are trying to get your vote and your support, that they speak to where we want to be, that they speak where they can ignite the dream of this wonderful South Africa within you.
Exactly.
And not fearmonger and bring through things which makes these sort of June 16 sacrifices seem null and void. And we can't have that anymore. We can't have that anymore. So, and this is really what I do. I must actually tell you, so the eldest, they're busy with school exams, and they actually got history, which is a completely side note. And it's amazing how school subjects have changed. So I'm pretty I'm not going to say I'm decent at history, but let's just say if I choose history or math, I choose history, right?
History, yeah.
So I knew a bit more history than, let's say, worked a little harder there than I did with the math, because once they put the numbers and the letters together, that was just confusing. I mean, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make up your mind. Is it a word or a math problem? Make up your mind.
True.
Come here with a 2-for-1 deal. No Wacky Wednesday. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that whole thing, and I was looking at our history, and we often discuss this because I've heard this so many times, and I know we're talking to the youth, and it's completely off point. And I've heard this so many times when people say the schooling is useless, right? I might have said this 100 times. The schooling is useless. It's not like it used to be in the day. But remember now, I can't go back to school doing what I did and learn exactly what I learned and apply that 12 years later for a job market that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
The stuff you learn in school now that will happen in 20, 30 years. Do you know what I mean? So this is how curriculums change. But also it is super important when it goes to history. And this constant narrative that people say, oh no, we must learn these things and those things. No, you must learn your own history. I do not care about history from other people's if I don't know my own history.
Own history, exactly.
This is the important thing. You gotta know your own history. Unequivocally, you gotta know. Once you know your history, you might start appreciating other people's history.
So true.
You can't appreciate other people's history or know that and don't have a blooming clue about your own stuff.
Exactly.
This is the most important thing. And this day, I know it was language-based, given the apartheid regime backdrop. But for this day, that is also important.
That's very important. And you know what, Dougal, just coming back now, talking about my age and that, and where the struggle is concerned, I actually just really seriously want to highlight, it was not just, like, you know, people will call it out, it was just the black. No, it was a mixed race. It was colored, it was blacks, it was, I don't like using the word colored really, but for the people out there, it was a mixed culture, it was a mixed race fighting for our freedom. And I think this is where the plot gets lost, where they're making it just a black thing or a white thing, forgetting that the struggle was in our time for everybody. I remember the times I had to run for my life because I had to go hide under the bench.
We had these conversations.
Exactly.
You told me about the CASP, whatever, and all this. Yeah.
So we all felt that the struggle was real for all of us. It wasn't just for a specific group. I mean, they, one of our, and I mean, I can't get his name now, lost both his arms. And he's a priest today, but he was also because he was fighting for the side, and he was a so-called in the white man. So are we then sidestepping all of those people that fought for our freedom? Because you know what? We can't forget, what was it for? It was for everybody to have equal lives, equal opportunities, equal education, and not still have today posters that tell you you're not black and white, you're not white enough, you're not this, you're not that. That needs to come
but
to
you
an
know
end,
what?
Google.
This
The struggle was for everyone.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about the fear mongering. You got to listen to people who inspire you with hope, who gives you an alternative view. If your situation is dire, I don't need to be reminded about it. I live it. I don't need to be reminded. What I want is a solution. What I want is an option, where to go to. That is important. If you can't give that, then get out of the kitchen. Otherwise, I do what everybody else is doing, jump ship, get a passport, and a piss off.
That's the problem.
That's what everybody's doing, which is useless.
It's useless.
And then there's politicians who are saying, no, go. Go. So let's put it into perspective. The South African government spends all its money on training you through school, preschool, primary school, high school. Then you go to a TVET college, training college, you become either a policeman, a teacher, or a nurse, whatever. Government to spend that money. Then we say, no, it's okay, go. Let America, England, Portugal, they can benefit from our investment.
Exactly.
Stupid. But this is the point. And this is why I want to talk to politicians, because I promise you, that day. But this day is super important. This day is super important. Hubert's got some words. Nelson Mandela said you must become the change that you want to be, and you must become the vehicles of transformation, vehicles of innovation, and vehicles of creating this great country of ours.
There we go. Perfectly.
Thank you, Hubert.
Thank you, Hubert.
Respect your parents.
They pass school.
They pass school without Google.
That is true. We didn't have Google that time too.
But this is the thing. If I wanted to know,
your phone and
do you know what? I wanted to know something. If I wanted to know, like, doesn't matter what I wanted to know. I had to, like, if I wanted to know where is a shop or a street, I had to know how to read a map. It took me, the one fact that I needed to find out, it took me 20 minutes to achieve.
Exactly.
My 7-year-old finds out the circumference of the planet in 3 seconds and tells me stuff about a Donkolosteus who's extinct. I can't even say Donkolosteus.
A new generation, our future.
I'm just saying, because of Google.
Exactly.
And now, the requirements and for me just to read a map, just to figure out things, the basic things, that is lost on him now. But that doesn't exist. And this is why the school curriculum is tailored in the way to where we go.
Exactly.
I believe. I have to believe that. I am still a little bit also like the other school of thought, like, hey, it's going, but I have to believe that. What choice do I have? Anyway. Is that it, Rhoda?
That's it, Dougal.
I'm looking forward to talking to some politicians. Can we get some?
We must maybe get somebody on the show. I think we should. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy Friday. And don't forget what it was all about.
Yes. So enjoy the weekend, a long weekend it is, but most importantly, be safe. And wherever you are, look around and appreciate. Do you know what? I heard this wonderful saying. You might not be exactly where you are, but by appreciating where you are, you can kind of create it with wonderful people and all of that. And then just be happy. Just be happy. Alfonso Stoffel says, Google is the past, AI is current.
Oh, another topic. I think that is a show on its own.
Yeah, and I don't say AI anymore. I just go, I just go, I. You know what I mean? Like, I.
That's exactly. The future.
Yeah, because there's some impressive stuff they do with the AI.
It is. I think that's a show we need to have, Dougal.
And I know it's scary. I think it's like, wow. But, I know it's scary. People like, but it's there. It makes things pretty cool. AI. Yeah. Once AI is fully operational, ask them how to make R1 billion without doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first thing I will ask.
Is that going to be your first
You know what AI said?
And what did it say?
I. Anyway, that is it for us here at MahalaMonday. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you soon. Yeah.
Definitely. Don't forget to like and share, guys. And have a fabulous weekend up ahead for that long weekend. I know everybody's going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Be safe. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.